for you for Kathy's 1,000 subscriber YouTube hop that's happening today. Kathy's reached her 1,000 subbie milestone, so we are celebrating her by scraplifting one of her layouts. And oh my goodness, go to her Instagram. You will see all of those layouts. It was so hard to pick one because they're just so fantastic. They're bright colors and lots of fun, and she's got mixed media in there, all kinds of stuff. And I kind of decided I wanted to do something Easter-ish because my kit for How to Kill a Kit with Style has kind of some Easter papers in it, and I'm using up my sampler packs here. So I kind of had an idea of the theme I wanted, and then I went through all of those layouts to find the one I wanted to scrap lift, and I decided to go with the one that I showed you at the beginning because her title was Cousins, and I just happened to have some pictures that I've been scrapbooking. I already did one of these this month about our Easter brunch that we had back in 2019 when we could have Easter brunches with my whole family. So my brother's kids are there too, and all the cousins were together. And so that just kind of jumped out right away to me, and I knew that was the one I was going to use. And this layout design is actually perfect for using up scraps or smaller pieces of paper. In my case, these 6x6 papers from my Scrapbooking Cards Today sampler packs. This is just a great way if you have any of those little bits and pieces before you throw them out. You can throw together a couple of layouts just like this, and you get all of those little scraps used up. You don't have to have collections that match and stuff like that. You can, go by a theme or pick a specific color, and you're just putting these little strips together. And I just love the pops of color, and it's kind of just very fun. You can do lots with it. So you could make your strips all even. You could use washi tape. You can make them all kind of wonky and all over the place. You could sew through them. So much that you can do. So this worked out perfectly because I was able to get all of those really fun strips from the 6x6 papers, and I still have a bunch of each paper left over so I can get even more layouts with them. So you saw me kind of just pick a few of the more springy, Eastery colors. None of these papers actually come from spring or Easter sampler packs. They're all actually fall, but you can see here how just by going with certain colors and kind of sticking to the softer colors, it's a very spring layout. So that ends up working out really good. And here I'm going to do a bunch of kind of cutting and pasting and kind of piecing together these 6x6 papers so that I can mat my photo 4 times. I'm going to have it there's going to be like a light pink, and then this green, and then more of almost like a coral, this color here, and then a black. And I actually only used 2 pieces of 6x6 paper to get all 4 of those mats. So they're actually the front and back of each page. So that's why I had to do a little bit of this cutting and kind of piecing it all together. But I just wanted my picture to kind of stand out a little bit more and have some fun layers around it. And it also helps to give it some dimension. So I will go and put some foam behind this as well to really make it pop. But the 4 layers of paper definitely give it enough dimension that it does stand up quite nicely from the strips that you see in the background. And believe it or not, even after doing all of this, there are a few little scraps of each paper left over. So probably nothing that I would keep. I don't think that I'll end up using them for anything, but I somehow managed to get those 2 6x6 papers to really stretch pretty far. So let me just go ahead and say here while I'm still kind of piecing all of this together that this is a hop and there's a ton of people that are playing along. So all of the links are down below and you are not going to want to miss any of the layouts. There's so much fabulous talent that's playing along to help Kathy celebrate. So go ahead and click through all of those links. And definitely be sure to check out Kathy's video for all the details on the giveaway that she's doing. That's super exciting. These hops are so much fun. I love doing them and being able to celebrate things like this and just, enjoy the successes that everybody's having. It's such a supportive community. And so it's really great that we can all come together to do things like this. So you can see me here just putting my little strips down. I'm kind of using my mat in the back just to make sure that I don't go too kind of wonky and start to go on a bit of a diagonal, because I think we all have a tendency to kind of do that. If we are trying to make a straight line, we'll just naturally bend one way or the other. So I'm kind of using that as a bit of a guideline, but you can see I'm not putting everything perfectly straight, especially behind the photo. I'm using those little stickers that come from, I think those are Paige Evans. I'm not sure which one of the Pink Paisley collections, but they're from one of her collections. And so they're not as long as the rest of the papers. And so I kind of have those bumped up a little bit, and I was putting my photo there just to measure and see how far along I could kind of put those in a row, where the photo would cover up the fact that they're just short. But I definitely didn't want to make everything look super straight. So everything's just slightly up or down from the strip in front of it, just so that it has just a little bit of movement, I guess. And I know that I say this quite often, but it's one of those things where I feel like if you want it to look straight, then you need to get that ruler out and really make it look straight. And if you don't want it to look straight, then you have to kind of make everything up and down a little bit so it looks quite deliberate. So that's what I was kind of going for. And Kathy's is sort of the same way too, where she twisted hers so they're not all kind of perfectly straight either. And I just think it's kind of fun. It adds a little bit of that movement and interest up to the top, because there isn't a ton of other embellishments going on here, and the whole kind of bottom half of the page is going to stay white. Now, I forgot to say this, but I flipped mine because basically her picture was landscape, my picture is portrait, so I kind of wanted to keep it the same, so I just flipped it and put my strips up at the top, and then my photo going vertically instead of horizontally. So it's essentially the same design, I've just turned it on its side. And here I'm just using a couple of the little embellishments that came in this same sampler pack. I think this collection is Carta Bella, or it could be Jen Hadfield. It's one, the stickers I think are Jen Hadfield. I think Carta Bella, the papers, when you see in the still shots, the papers are the textured ones, and then the ones that are more flat, those are Jen Hadfield. So it's a bit of a combination of both of those, and these embellishments, I think, I could be wrong. They could actually be from Jen Hadfield. I'm not totally sure. But it's just a couple pieces that come in the sampler pack, so that's all I had. So I'm just going to use the two flowers that were in there and those little kind of gems, like big flat back gems, and that's kind of it for the embellishments. I used a little bit of foam to kind of pop them up because they're sitting on top of my picture, and there's some foam on the back of that. And then I am going to use some little word stickers from Simple Stories. I pulled those out because in Kathy's layout, I'm pretty sure she used a Simple Stories collection. There's the dog in her layout, and I think that's kind of one of those iconic Simple Stories dog ephemera pieces that they have often in their packs. And so I wanted something on the page that was Simple Stories. So this is the sticker pack from Simple Stories Bliss, and I'm just going to use a couple little words down in that left hand kind of side that was empty, and then I'm going to put 3 little phrases up at the top here. Kathy had some tabs around her picture, and so I kind of wanted to put something up there to just kind of represent those tabs that she used. And then I'm going to just do some little stamps, just 3 teeny tiny little heart stamps. I really wanted to break out this stamp set. It's the Doodle Border stamp set from Close to My Heart that I got from Jen Smith. And so I just thought it was fun to have these 3 tiny little black elements. Oh, there was Landon saying hi. He loves to see himself in the screen of my camera, and he hasn't been feeling very good, so he's kind of been sitting on my knee and he's been a little bit snuggly, so he needed some mom time. You guys didn't see that I shut the camera off there, but he needed some mom snuggles and wanted to say hi. So I did my little stamps, and then I put my title that says Cousins. That's from some October afternoon little alphas that I have. And then she has just a couple of splatters on her layout, so I went ahead and did some navy blue splatters on my layout, and that's it. That is my layout for this hop. Congratulations again, Kathy. This was such a fun hop, so please click on those links down below. Go and subscribe to everybody and give them all your love and help everyone hit those milestones they're working on. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And until next time, happy scrapping. Bye.